I want to have Terry read something because I know this is going to shock a lot of people, but it's time you be shocked. So Terry, if you turn to Isaiah 8 and read, I asked you to read it this morning about, and John D. will be born, no doubt about it, no question about it. And I want her to read this, and then I'm going to tell you something that has been in my heart for several months, and I couldn't get it out. Oh, to my own thinking, I could, but to say it, I could not. And a couple of times, I tried to say it to someone, actually to Terry, and I couldn't say it. This morning, I overcame to a point where I can say it. So I'd like you to read those words about John D.
Isaiah 8, beginning in verse 2. I took unto me faithful witnesses to record Uriah the priest and Zechariah the son of Jeroboam, whoever. Right. Verse 3. And I went unto the prophetess, and she conceived and bare a son. Then said the Lord to me, call his name, whatever that name is.
Right.
Verse 4. For before the child shall have knowledge to cry, my father and my mother, the riches of Damascus and the spoil of Samaria shall be taken away before the king of Assyria.
Hold it right there. Before the child will have the knowledge to say, my mother and my father, the riches of Samaria will be taken away to Syria. All right? Now, let me show you. John D. is going to be born. And, well, I want to keep all of you in suspense because you think you're so spiritual. Would you turn to Daniel 11?
Got it.
And it talks about, well, I think you know, the riches.
Yes.
What, will you read that?
Just that verse?
Yes.
Okay. It's verse 28 says, then shall he return into his land with great riches, and his heart shall be against the holy covenant, and he shall do exploits and return to his own land. At the time appointed he shall return and come toward the south, but it shall not be as the former or as the latter.
Amen. Now, thank you. I do not have all of this, the revelation or understanding. See, understanding is what Terry was talking about, but she lacked. And she got it. A lot of understanding. But John D. will be born. God has not told me who his mother is and when she will conceive. Get that straight, folks. I don't know. If I don't know, you sure don't know. All right? But the riches will be taken back. They'll go to Israel. And let me tell you, John D. can be born as late as 2018. You only have to be a day or two old for this to happen, right?
Right.
Because it can't talk. Now, one more thing. If I can get this out by the Spirit and not up here. Amen. Thank God. Amen. I spoke. Some of you may remember. Some of you may know the exact time. I don't. But I was sitting up here and Lisa was up here with me. And I said that God would open Israel's eyes in 2018. I was a nervous wreck. I did not want to say exact. And God kept saying, I don't talk in about. I talk exact. I finally got my heart to a place that I could say 2018. Today, let me tell you, I'm much more comfortable with that word than I was when I spoke it. I will say this, and I'll be glad to talk to anybody. Somewhere around 2000 is when I said that. If you can say better, that's fine, before or after. It may have been in the 90s. I'm not sure. How much time do we have?
We have 8 minutes.
Oh. Well, that should help all of us. Helps me. I don't know what to think except 15 and 16 is not going to be pretty. 17 will look worse. Although the president will come in without honor and flattery. He'll be the new president. Yes, it'll be a he. Amen. Folks, I love you, and I'm commanding you to walk with me, after me. You're going to be grateful. You're going to be happy. This is not game time. Not at all. Times of great trouble, Jesus said, like the earth never knew. Catherine Currier supplied me a link or an article or something. Kathy D read it to me. Something I did not know. I'm grateful to hear this, that Pat Robertson has been saying for years. You better prepare yourself to go through the tribulations. I've said it since 1980. I'm not sure when I started talking it, but I always believed it. I could read it. I had a group of people read to me this morning by Kathy D. I only heard of one of them in my whole life. I knew nothing about any of them. But George Mueller said that we go through the tribulations, I believe, is reported. He's a man that had the faith to say it. I read him years ago. The rest of you, I don't know where you came from. I hope you got the faith to go through the tribulations. But it's one thing to say you're going. It's one thing to make it. One thing to make it. The mark of the beast, friends, is coming. And it's not far down the road.